Hello friends, it's Kaushiki here again, and this is my last day in Australia for this stint, and I'm in Perth today. Actually, I'm in Perth since last 2 days, and then tonight is my flight to Delhi. And unfortunately, Perth is in lockdown since last 2 days, since the day I have come here, since they had one positive case of COVID and they have gone in lockdown. And we will make another video on Australia and COVID and lockdowns. But in this one today, I will just go out to find something to eat and drink, because in the hotel the restaurant is closed because of the lockdown, so there are only the takeaways which are working. And I will go out and find some takeaway restaurant where I can get something for my breakfast and also my morning black coffee. Americanos or the long blacks are my favorite, so I will go and look for them. And I could order Uber Eat as well, but since last 2 days I'm eating from Uber Eats and I'm little tired, I want to try something different. So I will go out and I will show you the beautiful sceneries of Perth as well. So this is the site as soon as I come out of my hotel. You can see it's quite beautiful, Swan River. And first I will go near it, show you the view of the Swan River, and then I will walk by the side of the Swan River, which will eventually lead me to the center of the CBD, which is called of Perth. There are some beautiful structures and monuments. I will show you that, and I will also try to find my coffee. This is what it looks like, the beautiful clean blue sky. I can still see the moon, though the camera is not capturing it, or maybe it will. No, it isn't. So yeah, the moon is still there. So how beautiful it is, like to walk in such fresh air. And you can see how thinly it is populated. There are not many people behind me and not many ahead. People who are running though for their morning run. So in Australia, the number of cases are still very less, and in fact they call lockdown in most of the states with just very minimal number of cases. Like in Western Australia, it has been a lockdown just by one case. Prior to that, there were more cases in Victoria and New South Wales. That could be very well explained by the reason that it is more densely populated than Perth. So Sydney and Melbourne, they are much more densely populated, while Perth is a city which is most separated from the rest of Australia, and the nearest big city is Singapore, to be precise. And that explains why there are very few cases here, and the premier here is very cautious. Just with one case, he usually calls lockdown. One can always talk the merits and demerits of lockdown and having such low threshold for lockdown. But you know, when the cases are less and you call lockdown, the people say, well, there was only 1 or 2 cases, why was the lockdown called? While on the other hand, if the politician call lockdown after say 17-18 cases, the same people ask that why it wasn't anticipated and you know the lockdown was called beforehand. So I can understand it's a difficult situation for the politicians to take a decision when to know exactly this is the right time to call a lockdown. And yeah, so I think they're doing whatever is best in the interest of the people and the nation, and luckily they have done well so far, despite not as high a vaccine rate as I would say is prevalent in India. India, for its huge population, despite that they did well with the vaccine and they are doing good. So yeah, just on the way, a pair of ducks. Here's a picturesque walking trail. Right, so let's move ahead. So this is the main part of the Perth, the CBD, and you can see it has minimal people there. It's usually very crowded. I mean, crowded by Australian standards, but there are people who are going for the emergency work, but that's it, or for groceries. So that is what is allowed. Everyone can go out for bare minimum, bare essential things. So we are going. You can see everything is vacant. There are shops, there are eateries there, and there is that jetty somewhere one can take ferries for Fremantle, etc. So everything is like it has come to a standstill. So these are the apartments which are for sale, and I don't know how much they must be costing. Like it is one of the prime location of Perth. This is Elizabeth Quay. You can see all the shops are closed, and I have to search really hard for my coffee. Everything closed, all the bars and cafeterias. Unable to find my coffee at the Elizabeth Quay. I'm walking towards Hay Street. And in fact, yesterday I did had my coffee somewhere, but I'm somewhere nearby only, but I'm unable to locate it at the moment. Yeah, I'm very bad with navigation. So yeah, let's try to find my morning black coffee. And by the way, this is what Elizabeth Quay looks like. There are few travelers like me, it seems. Coffee. Where I had my coffee yesterday, it was near some construction site, and in front I can see a construction site. I believe that I have reached near my coffee shop. Construction is going on. Probably if I go to the right, I will find my coffee shop. It seems it has rained in the night. The pavement is wet. And yes, there are some construction workers still working. Looks like, yes, this is the place I came yesterday, and this is the coffee shop. It is open even today. So I will go, yeah, from where that man came out. He is the coffee shop owner. So I'll go grab my coffee, come out, and then we will do rest of the touring. So what I'm going to eat is not the probably healthiest thing to eat, but that is the only vegetarian option available. That is spinach and ricotta roll, and this is my long black or Americano or the black coffee. These seagulls are coming to have a bite from my spinach roll. Can you see them? So this is the empty pot, and I had my breakfast, and now I shall be taking some. Um, so I had my breakfast. Not the healthiest possible, but all right. That is what one gets when it is a lockdown. So I'm lucky that I had something to eat. Now I shall walk back to the hotel, and in the way, if I find something interesting, I will just share with you guys. In the way, I found Lakshmi, and this is a charitable organization about which I wish to tell you about. So what this organization does is that they serve free meal here, which is basically Indian, South Indian kind of a meal, and you don't have to pay anything, and anyone can come and have it. And it is totally up to you how much donation you wish to give or you don't wish to give. So it's totally your wish. And they run, most likely they run other charitable organizations, and so they're doing a good work. And I had a food once here last time when I came. So one of my local friends took me to Lakshmi, and the food was reasonably good. I think you get a general overview of what Perth looks like and what it looks like, most importantly, in the lockdown with deserted streets. So I'm walking to complete my 10,000 steps, and in the meantime, if I find anything interesting, I will definitely show you. Yeah. That is Ritz Carlton Perth. That is Bell Tower, I believe. Yes, it is. Closer view of Bell Tower. It's close to Ritz Carlton. So this is my return back to the hotel, and it's such a lovely walk. I believe people who live here and walk here every day, their life increases by 10 to 15 years by itself. I mean, it is my presumption, but I think so. It's so calming and so beautiful. So on my way, I found this black swan, and I'm staying away because they can be very aggressive. That is what I've heard. So let me have a look of its grooming session. I've heard a lot about the swans and their grooming sessions. This is another one. And there is another funny bird. I don't know what the name is. See how gorgeous the view is. So these are white cockatoos. Here we have reached back to our hotel.